Hello everybody, welcome back to Regina's World. This is Review Wednesday, or Review Thursday, because I always upload on Thursdays. So this is a review of Married at First Sight. If you here for my opinion of this episode, season 11, episode, you know what, I'm not even sure what episode this is, but it will be in the description box below. But if you're here for this review, let's get into it because I got a lot to say. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we first start off with Olivia and Brett. And Olivia and Brett opened the show with her moving out of the place. And let's give an applause to one of the couples that I hated the most. Separating, taking it to the chin, realizing two people just didn't belong together in the first place. They wasn't meant to be. They accepted it and moved on with their lives. They both exited the apartment. It looked like they have a little something going on next week. They're gonna have a little cameo next week. I think it's pointless. I don't think there's no real reason for them to be in the episode next week, but you know, whatever. But they made a sound decision that they should be separated, and I agree, and I'm glad that they have moved on with their lives, and there's nothing else to be said. Moving on to the next couple. Now the next couple is Christina and Henry. Oh boy, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Why that just didn't take the page out of the Olivia and Brett's book and just separate. But there is something that he said in significance that he's trying to see it through the end. I think exactly that's what he's trying to do, is see it to the end. You know, I don't know if there is a payment at the end if you get to decision day without breaking up or whatever, but I think that's exactly what he's doing, is trying to hold on until decision day. Even though they both know equally that they do not belong together. Equally, they both know that this relationship is over. The episode started off with him in the apartment and saying that she has not been there. And accusations of her receiving text messages and stating that he's gay and things like that. And he is beating it in the dead horse that she is a liar. I mean, the whole episode that she's a liar. She's, you know, been saying stuff since the beginning. Like, he just beat it into the grave. And I was like, okay, Henry, we get it. We get it. She lied a few times. We get it. As much as I dislike them as a couple, I didn't personally dislike Christina. Honestly, I think genuinely she wanted a relationship. Despite how she started off in the relationship, you know, despite how they came together, I genuinely didn't have a real bad, you know, vibe, or like she was disingenuous in trying to be with Henry. I think she really wanted to make a relationship and a marriage work. Him, on the other hand, I just think from the beginning he was the worst contestant or person, or you know, person to be on the show. I've said that every review. Why was he on here? Because I mean seriously, I mean, where do I begin with Henry? Like, first of all, he's not even attractive. Second of all, and I hate that Lifetime has like tried to portray that we're like a dumbass audience, that we don't see that he have some kind of like disorder or tick, or he had something happen to him and he didn't develop this twitch in his face or something. Or I don't know if it was in his contract at the Lifetime that they won't discuss his health. Nobody would discuss his health. Nobody would even address his health. Like, they're in group settings and will talk about everything but his health. Like we're a stupid audience. Like, we can't see right through the TV and we can see this whole side of his face twitching. Like, Christina is sitting in the room with him and that's not being brought up at all. Like, so what's going on with your health? Like, I'm sure they had this conversation off camera, but it would have been nice to put it in front of the cameras. Because what if there's plenty of people who watch Married at First Sight, and what if somebody went through the same thing as him, and he could have been like somebody who brought awareness to whatever it is that was going wrong with him, you know what I mean? I'm like, they could have did something with his situation, and they fell flat. Yes, and they fell flat, in my opinion. Real talk, they fell flat. They could have really did something with that, and they did not. So yeah, but he was so judgmental. Like, I mean, judgmental. Like, what woman do you want? Like, what do you expect? Like, what is it that you desire from a woman, from a partner? Like, what do you want? Because yes, she wasn't the perfect person. Yes, she had indiscretions like everybody else. Nobody is perfect. And sorry, Henry, not even you, Mr. Bow Tie, you know, pants all the way up to your waist. Not even you, Mr. Henry, is perfect. You know what I mean? But he had so many issues, and I would have went off on Henry. Like, I would have went off of him. And he was talking to Woody about it at the table, and said she was going to go to the cabin and act like everything was okay. Yes, that's what she did. She put on a brave face, and we've all did that as women. Hated our men guts, but had to be somewhere and put on the smile and put it on the acting show like nothing was bothering us. And then when we got back home, it was like, bitch, don't talk to me, don't touch me. Yes, we've all been there. All been there. So she's did what all women do when we don't like you motherfuckers at a point in time. She put on a brave face. But what they did need to do, and they had plenty of opportunity to do it, was just be honest. Like, when they was at the table talking about it, he didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to talk about it. When he was separate with the guys at the house, I was confused listening to it. And oh boy, I can forget his name right now, but he took the words right out of my mouth. He said, I don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking in circles. But apparently they ain't doing too well. That's how I felt watching. I was like, what is he talking about? Just say y'all ain't vibing. You don't want to be married to her. That's it. I would have came in there, to be honest, this is what I would have done. I would have decided if I was going to go. Probably would have came a little bit later. Let the camera show his face. Like, I walked up in there and was like, look, I'm only here because I want to hang out with y'all. I ain't even tripping on him. Like, this marriage is pretty much over. I ain't even at home no more. I'm just being honest and real. The end. I'm here because I want to hang out with y'all. I'm not fucking with him. I'm like, so why keep putting on an act? She telling the girls that, you know, she's holding out for hope. Hope for what? You're not even at home. The last time you talked to him, what happened? You was crying because you felt like he didn't want you. What you crying for, girl? Get some self-esteem. Why do you really even care if this man don't want you? Do you really even care? Girl, please. I would have been like, nigga, please. My self-esteem is way up here. You don't want me? Okay. You don't think I'm what you need? Okay. If the perfect person, I think the perfect person for you is one of your friends. That girl that's your friend who stands by you to think of things. That's the person that you should date. Because that's look like who the person that you probably like gauge all women by her. That's who you should date. Because ain't nobody gonna deal with your attitude and your hierarchy, feel like you better than somebody. What the fuck? Boy, please. Boy, bye. But the game was cute. FYI, the game that they played was fun as hell. I was excited watching it. I was like, I have to steal this game for myself and my friends for my own benefit, because that was a great game. And they had actually had fun playing the game. But after that, that was it. That was probably the most fun that they had. So, I'm just, decision day needs to hurry up. It really does, because these couples is wearing me out. On to the next. The next couple, Miles and Karen. When it comes to these two, I just be lost for words for a minute, because they are another one who I just don't know with these two. Like, this couple has consistently had me stumped week after week. The first two couples that I just talked about, Olivia and Brett, Henry and Christina, knew from the beginning those two wasn't going to work out. I already knew it. They was not going to work out. This couple here, Miles and Karen, have had me stumped week after week. I never know if they're going to be together. Like, I don't know. And if Miles wasn't who he was, then I would be like, oh, this relationship ain't gonna work. I would have been easy, be like, no, this ain't gonna work. But because of how Miles is, he is not giving up. He is persistent. He is trying his damnness in this marriage. That is why I have the glimpse of a little bit of 50-50 still. Because I couldn't deal with Karen. She's another one. I just couldn't deal with her and her fucking bullshit attitude. Like that. After the last episode, I didn't review the last episode. I would have been so done with Karen. Like, I would have been so done. She's insinuated that I would have been so sick of her saying that I was being too nice to her. I would have went off on her like, bitch, who the fuck have you been dating previously? I want to talk to your ex-baby daddy, husband, boyfriend, whoever the fuck you was with prior. I want to see the men who you was dating. Because those men had to cheat on you, lie to you, abuse you, slap you around for you to think that that's masculinity. You have a good man, like a really good man who's trying to love you. And you are resisting it at every possibility. Because he's not your typical man that you are dating. That you used to been dating for 30 years. And a good man has came across your path and you can't even let him in. You are punishing him every episode for the niggas that you've dated previously. And it pisses me off. She cannot see what she has. It just makes me so mad. And she got on there and was like, I think she's another one who insinuated that Miles was gay. Didn't she do that last episode, if I'm not mistaken, to the therapy people? That she think he was too feminine or something like that. He get his nails done, he get his feet done. You know, he communicates a lot. He more like her girlfriend and stuff like that. I would have been insulted. I mean, insulted as a man. How dare you? I would have left her ass too right there in the fucking quarantine by her fucking self and went home. Like, these women on here these people on here is impossible. I can't even say it's the women because it's not all the women. It's the people on here collectively. Just drives me crazy. They showed a glimpse of her last week. I mean, he is like gasping for straws. They show a clip. She's sitting on the couch, legs crossing her phone, not giving him nothing. He just reached over and touched her because that's all he's getting. Like, he's just grasping for straw. Like, why are you still fighting? I would have just been like, you know what? I'm through. Because I deserve way better than this. I know I'm a good man. I don't give a fuck how young I am. If you don't think I'm masculine enough, somebody will. If you don't want me, somebody will. I don't have to work this fucking hard for nobody. And you can tell Miles don't. Miles is fine as hell. I don't have to work this fucking hard for somebody. And if you don't think I'm masculine enough, you go and get a masculine man. You go and get him. Because obviously the men that you've been dating obviously ain't been treating your ass right. Because if they was, you wouldn't be on Married at First Sight. So they goes to the cabin as well. And, you know, she do her thing in the kitchen. She's a good cook. I give her that. And then they played the little throw the game. To me, they was in a friend zone. That's all they was to me. They're just two friends. And then she used her favorite line. We're still getting to know each other. I'm sorry. How long have y'all been together? Y'all was in quarantine for 3 months. And I'm telling you what, in 3 months, y'all was in quarantine together. 90 days. If I'm not mistaken, it was 90 days. You didn't kiss that man, hug that man, fuck that man, give that man a blowjob in 90 days, and Miles is still around. Please. See, this is a bad thing about being a Capricorn, cause we are some cold motherfuckers, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm in that situation and you do me like that for 90 days, I ain't getting no, if you can't give me no D, you finna give me some head. You can't give me no head, I'm going to get some D and some head from someplace else and won't give a fuck that you know. And he is sitting here, as he told Woody when they was having a heart-to-heart talk, that he done lost some pounds, he's going to run, he got all his pent up energy, he's working out like crazy. You're doing all of this for what? For somebody who's not giving you nothing in return. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That is my biggest fear, getting married. Because when I am out of a relationship mentally, I am out of it. If I don't feel like I'm getting anything literally from it, and I start questioning why am I in it, and then my mind checks out of that relationship and I start searching for somebody else, that's what scares me about getting married. Because if it's not, I can accept conflict is going to happen. But some things, I just move differently. You know what I mean? And if it don't go how I want it to go, if it's not going like it needs to go, and I'm smashing into a brick wall week after week after week, I'm going to stray. I am going to stray and find somebody I don't have to do all this with, argue all the time with, have conflict all the time with. I am going to stray and then leave your ass in the dust. And look back and say, well, I tried to tell you when I was with you, but you wasn't listening. Now I have to show you. I'm about what I talk about. So I feel bad for Miles. I feel bad for Miles because he's a good one. He's a good man. He's a good black man. And he's just not getting it. But I kept hearing from the couples that because of quarantine, they kept making that reference. Because of quarantine, it made their relationship better. So we will see. So that's why I'm still on 50-50. Maybe it really did make their relationship better. Maybe it really did. But to me, it still looks exactly the same as it always has. They're just two friends, and that's pretty much it. They're in the friend zone. And they might say yes at the decision day, but I don't see them stay married very, very long. I just don't. Unless you give up the vagina as soon as camera action is off, and then they can be intimate with each other. If they ain't intimate with each other, that relationship ain't gonna last no longer than a couple of months, because they don't have the pressure of the cameras and stuff on them. They ain't been watched 24 hours a day. Miles is gonna be like, I'm done with it. And everybody got a breaking point. Everybody loses patience, and he is going to lose patience. So if they say yes on decision day and stay married, she better open them legs and give him some. Because if she don't, she's getting a divorce. Moving on. All right, Woody and Amani. This is my couple. I've said it again. I hope Lifetime give them a spinoff show, because I will be viewing it. I will be checking it out because I love Amani and Woody. They were just so perfectly matched. It just was crazy. They perfectly matched. What happened in this episode with them? Nothing really never happens with them. No real drama ever happens with them. They just click. They get along, So they living together in the quarantine. They're getting along in the quarantine. They go to the cabin. They're getting along in the cabin. She asks for her to get her coupon so she can have a special night with him. They have what do they do? They have the sit down with the other couples to dinner, and they express that they're getting along with each other, and they ask each other about decision day, and she looked kind of surprised when he brought it up, like if it would make her say no on decision day, and she was like, "Nigga, why would the fuck would you think I'm gonna say no?" But she expresses that if you changed who you was or your behavior and patterns, then I might say no. But right now, pretty much you don't have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? Oh, this hair making me itch. Oh yeah, she sat down with the other girls about their marriages, and yeah, there's really nothing really bad I can really say about Imani and Woody, other than they're like co-stars to everybody else. Like there's really nothing bad you can say about Imani and Woody. So I'm just put Imani and Woody in what is the last couple? Oh my god, I cannot believe I'm forgetting their names. I'm gonna be right back with their names. Okay, Amelia and Bennett. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Amelia and Bennett. Once again, that's another couple that, they're getting along just fine. Found out that he already had packed up and moved with Amelia to Virginia and started getting their life together, situated out there. They came back for the couples retreat, and they was happy as all get out. He expressed his concern about the pandemic and living out there, where he uprooted his life to move to a whole other state. So he'll see how it turns out in Virginia for the two of them. He's very funny, at times when they was at the table talking about it. He was like, "Oh, by the way, we had sex." So he's very endearing and funny in that way. And then he was trying to do the worm on the floor for his wife, which was also cute. Like, he has tons of personality. I would love to meet Bennett in real life, because he just seems that he is just so down to earth and so assured of himself and self-assured, and he's everything that I would want in a friend. Like, he's everything that I would want in a friend, and I love him for that. I love that he is 100% authentic and who he is, and you just love him for that. Like, I cannot hate Bennett. I just don't hate him. Like, he's just genuinely a nice person, and he is who he is. So I wish Amelia and Bennett and Woody and Imani, again, all the love, all the success in your marriages, because I know and believe 100% that those two couples is going to last a lifetime. I just don't see them breaking up. I just don't, so next week, I don't know what the hell next week is. But next week is another episode. I think the week after that, I think, is Decision Day. Hopefully this season is winding down. But yes, that is my review. I try to make it as short as possible because we had one less couple to talk about. So once again, Amelia and Bennett, Imani and Woody is going to go the distance. Henry and Christina and Olivia and Brett over kaput. And my wild card, who I just don't know, Miles and Karen, I just don't know. We will see. All right, that was my review of this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Let's have a conversation if I missed anything down below in the comment section. All right, guys, check you guys in the next vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel if you like this content and review. And follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Voorhees Robinson on Facebook, and Sleepless in LV NV on Instagram. All right.